Hello and welcome to medicinal chemistry classes. In previous lecture we will study about calcium channel blockers. In this lecture we will discuss about diuretics. So what is diuretics? Diuretics are chemicals that increase secretion of excess water and salt that accumulated in tissue and urine. It is an agent that increases urine volume. It also increases renal sodium excretion and increase water excretion. They are usually called as diuretics. An excess quantity of intracellular fluid is formed in the organism as a result of inability of kidney to release sodium ion fast enough to ensure that a sufficient quantity of water is excreted along. Due to the effect of this sodium water excreted out from blood and the amount of fluid flowing through the blood vessel decreases. As a result, there is a reduction in pressure or vessel wall. It's called as diuretics. Okay. So this is your structure of nephron. So what is nephron? Nephron is basic functional unit of kidney that consists of glomerular and its associated tubules through which glomerular filtrate pass before it emerges as urine. Is called as nephron. Okay. Nephron, it is a basic functional unit of kidney. The first part of nephron is renal tubules. It consists of proximal cannulated tubules, loop of Henle, and distal cannulated tubules. Okay. The function of nephron is removing all wasted products including solid waste and other excess water from blood and converting blood into urine, reabsorption, secretion and excretion of numerous substances. Okay. So first part of nephron is renal capsule. So renal capsule, it helps the body to get rid of the unwanted component. This function of the nephron is much necessary for a person's life. Next part is proximal cannulated tubules. The nephron also control the blood volume, pressure of blood. As a blood pressure gives way to number of complications, it is important to regulate it. Okay. Then next part is loop of Henle. First is loop of Henle, descending limbs. So descending limbs is regulate the level of metabolites and electrolyte, and ascending limbs, the nephron also help in the maintenance of blood pH. Last part of nephron is collecting ducts. So this is the system which helps to maintain the level of salt, glucose, urea, water and other mineral in one's body. So this is your nephron and function of your nephron. So what is function of nephron? The function of nephron is removing all waste product including solid waste and other excess water from blood and converting blood into urine, or reabsorption, secretion and excretion of numerous substances. It is a function of your nephron. Okay. The uses of diuretic or diuretics are used to treat hypertension, acute pulmonary edema, heart failure, liver cirrhosis, nephrotic syndrome, renal failure and acute hypercalcemia. Okay. It is the uses of diuretics. Next is function of kidney. Okay. The blood the blood flow to kidney, it pass through the glomerular capillaries located within the cortex. As these capillaries are highly permeable to water and electrolyte, the hydrostatic pressure force water and electrolyte to filtrate into Bowman capsule, which pass on to proximal cannulated tubules. The proximal cannulating tubules is the location of sodium bicarbonate water transport from the filtrate across the tubules wall and into cortex. The 65 to 70% of sodium reabsorption take place, and the molecule of sodium that is reabsorbed is associated with a water molecule. Then middle zone of tubules quite narrow and form loop, and the reabsorption is take place and makes urine concentrated. Further re-enter into the cortex and back near glomerular and reabsorb sodium, potassium and chloride. Okay. So what is function of your kidney? The kidney maintaining overall fluid balance and regulating and filtering mineral from the blood and filtering waste material from food, medication and toxic substance and regulate blood pressure. It is your function of your kidney. Maintaining overall fluid balance, regulate and filtering minerals from blood, filtering waste material from food, medication and toxic substance and regulate blood pressure. It is the function of kidney. Okay. Next is classification of diuretics. So diuretics classify into 4 classes. First is osmotic diuretic, next is carbonic anhydrous, inhibitor, loop diuretic and thiazide. First is your osmotic diuretics. Osmotic diuretics are those which act by inhibiting reabsorption of water and sodium. These substances that increase the osmolarity of blood and renal filtrate after giving intravenously. They primarily inhibit water reabsorption at 3 places: proximal cannulated tubules, thin descending loop of Henle, collecting ducts region of the kidney that is highly permeable to water. The normal condition, when the sodium is reabsorbed in the proximal tubule, water is reabsorbed. Due to effect of passive diffusion, but in the presence of osmotic diuretic, the reabsorption of water is reduced relative to the reabsorption of sodium. This effect result into increase the urine flow with relative small loss of sodium. So it is your osmotic diuretics. Osmotic diuretics are those act by inhibiting the reabsorption of water and sodium. The drug used as an osmotic diuretic is mannitol. So mannitol come under the category of sugar alcohol. It is used as an sweetener in diabetic food and as a medication. It is used to decrease intraocular pressure as in case of glaucoma. Okay. It is also used as an osmotic diuretic, which work by dragging out the fluid from the body, brain and eyes. It also functions as an osmotic laxative. This is the structure of mannitol. The side effect of mannitol is pulmonary congestion. Next is fluid and electrolyte imbalance, acidosis, electrolyte loss, dryness of mouth, urinary retention, edema, headache and blur vision. This is side effect of mannitol. Next class of diuretics is carbonic anhydrous inhibitor. Okay, the carbonic anhydrous inhibitor are generally weak diuretic and are used in a metabolic alkalosis, next a renal stone, and to decrease intraocular pressure in glaucoma. Okay, the mechanism of action of carbonic anhydrous inhibitor is they prevent the reabsorption of bicarbonate and sodium, increase in the concentration of bicarbonate in the distal tubule. They cause reduction in potassium loss, therefore the urine become very alkaline. This may result into hypokalemia and metabolic acidosis. This is the mechanism of action of carbonic anhydrous inhibitor. Okay, it's prevent the reabsorption of bicarbonate and sodium. The drug is used as an carbonic anhydrous inhibitor is acetazolamide. Okay, a reduction of hydrogen ion secretion at the renal tubule and increase renal excretion of sodium, potassium, bicarbonate and water is achieved by the reversible inhibitory action of acetazolamide at the carbonic anhydrous enzyme. The drug is used to decrease body edema caused by congestive heart failure or by certain medication. It can also reduce the potassium level in the blood. Next is a synthesis of acetazolamide. Okay, so this is synthesis of acetazolamide. The condensation of hydrazine hydrate with ammonium thiocyanate, it form intermediate, then they converted into cycle upon reaction with phosphogen. Then the chlorination is take place. After the chlorination, it transform into acetazolamide upon reaction with ammonia. Okay, what happen in this synthesis? First, hydrazine hydrate and ammonium thiocyanate is react and form one intermediate. This intermediate form a cycle, and after that the chlorination of this cyclization is occur. After cyclization, the chlorination is take place and this product is transferred into acetazolamide upon react with ammonia. So this is your synthesis of acetazolamide. Next class of diuretic is loop diuretics. Okay, loop diuretics or high ceiling diuretics are diuretics that act at the ascending limb of the loop of Henle on the sodium potassium chloride or co-transport in the kidney. About 25% of sodium loaded to significant increase in the distal tubular concentration of sodium reduce hypertonicity and less water reabsorption in the collecting duct. The action of loop diuretics is very powerful because apart from inhibition of reabsorption of sodium, they also induce renal synthesis of prostaglandin, which contribute to their renal action, including the increase in renal blood flow and redistribution of renal cortical blood flow. The primary use of drug is the treatment of hypertension or edema. The drug used as an loop diuretic is furosemide. Is a loop diuretic that is used in the treatment of edema in the people with congestive heart failure, liver disease or kidney disorder. The furosemide is also used to treat high blood pressure or hypertension. The drug should be avoided in case of difficulty in urination, kidney disease, enlarged prostate, liver disease, electrolyte imbalance, high cholesterol, gout, and sulfa drug allergy. This is the structure of furosemide. Okay. The furosemide are avoid in case of urination or difficulty in urination, kidney disease, enlarged prostate, liver disease, electrolyte imbalance, high cholesterol, and etc. Okay. Next class of diuretics is thiazide. The chlorothiazide, hydrochlorothiazide, and cyclothiazide are the member of these thiazide classes. Okay, they are the lowest and mildest diuretic. Among all the diuretics, these one are the most commonly used. The mechanism is to inhibit the sodium chloride transport in the distal tubule, which contribute to the reabsorption of only 5% of filtrate sodium. Therefore, these diuretics are less efficacious than the loop diuretics in the diuretic action. The drug which is used as an thiazide is chlorothiazide. Okay, the chlorothiazide is used as an diuretic as well as an antihypertensive. It is given along with furosemide and both are working in separate mechanism, although the two drugs are intensify one another. Its mechanism is inhibition of sodium and chloride reabsorption from the distal cannulated tubule in the kidney. This is the structure of chlorothiazide. The synthesis of chlorothiazide. Okay, this is your synthesis of chlorothiazide. Next part of diuretics is the SAR, means structural activity relationship of diuretic. Okay, this is the general structure of thiazide diuretics. At the second position, can tolerate the presence of small alkyl groups such as methyl, means the at second position the substitution is occur, but the substitution must be the small group like methyl and ethyl. It gives potent activity when it gives potent activity. Then next point is substitute in third position determine the potency and duration of action, means at the third position when you substitute any substituent on third position, it's determine the drug potency and duration of action. Okay, next point is loss of carbon-carbon double bond between third and fourth position nucleus increase the diuretic potency approximately 3 to 10 fold. means the third and fourth position double bond, carbon carbon double bond loss, it increase the diuretic potency. Okay. Next point is the diuretic activity will diminish if an alkyl group is substituted on 4th, 5th and 8th position. Means no substitution occur on thiazide 4th, 5th and 8th position. If any substitution is take place on 4th, 5th and 8th position, is diminish or destroy the activity of diuretics. Next point is for diuretic activity, the substitution at 6th position with an activating group is essential. The best substituent include chlorine, bromine and nitro group. Okay. Means the active group are substituted at 6th position, it increase the activity of diuretics. Last point is presence of sulfamoyl group on the 7th position is increased diuretic activity, or this group of 7th position is essential for the activity. So this is your SAR for diuretics.